Welcome back, I'm Bob.
And I'm Kaylee.
And today we're going to focus on getting the proper weight for our car and painting it. So let's get started with the weighing. The first thing you need is a good digital scale. This one reads down to a 1/10 of an ounce, and remember, your car can weigh no more than 5 ounces. So the first thing you do is you put your car body, your wheels, and your axles on. And then you start adding your weights. As a design choice, I'm using this skull canopy. So I add that on, and I'm up to 4 ounces. So I'm just going to use these little disc tungsten weights to add it up until I'm up to where I want to be. And I'm going to stop there because I'm going to be adding putty and other weights to it, and I can always go back and add some tungsten putty or something like that at the end to get up to my exact weight.
So, now that you've weighed your car, where do you put the weights? You want to put your weights in the back of the car, and when you're orienting them, you want to make sure that you are putting 2/3 of the weight in front of the rear axle and 1/3 in the back. So for example, with this rocket car, we used tungsten cylinders. 2/3 of the weight is in front of the rear axle and 1/3 is behind. With this car, we have just one single canopy. You can remove it like that. And you also have 2/3 of the weight in front of the rear axle.
I've marked where I want my weights. I have some in the back of the axle, some in front of the axle like Kaylee talked about. You could drill these with a hand drill, but I find it easier to use a drill press. It's just easier to control and safer. And I've got a backing board here to drill into. If you're drilling through the wood into a backing board, it's less likely to tear out.
So I'm using the larger tungsten cylinders for these 3 holes, and then these 2 back here, and the smaller cylinders for these 2.
Because my body was so thin, in order to drill deep enough to accommodate the weights, the point of the drill bit came through the other side. It happens, and it's easy to fix with a little bit of wood putty. And when putty dries, you sand it off.
So I've added my weights. These holes were a little low, so I added a thicker epoxy putty, and I'm going to cover the rest of the holes with wood filler. After it's dry, I'm going to sand it off so it's all one uniform height. So I have chosen regular acrylic paints, see assembled here, and I want my car to look like Chitty Chitty Bang Bang because I'm a huge fan of that musical. So I have my reference photo here, I have my paints assembled, I have my palette, a piece of scrap wood so I can test the color. Oh, you pretty chitty bang bang, pretty chitty bang bang, we love you. So because Chitty Chitty has red rims, I'm going to use some crimson acrylic paint, slightly thinned with water, to paint the insides of these rims. You can do this with any color you want. If you just want to add a little pizzazz to your car, feel free. So, as you can see, Bob and I have gone for very different looks with our cars. Bob went for a very minimalist, sleek approach, very intimidating. I went for the flamboyant, colorful approach. Probably my car won't be as fast, but dang does it look fabulous. So now you have added your weights and your cars look nice, but are they race-worthy? For the rest of the tips you need to make your car truly race-worthy, go to Pinewood Derby Fast and Furious Speed Secrets by Fox Chapel Publishing. Check the link in the bio to purchase. Thanks for watching!